Hi there, I'm Andrea Koppel, and it's Time for Coffee, the podcast where you get to hear firsthand what the jobs and careers that interest you the most are really like. Hey there, Java Junkies. Welcome to another K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. By the way, K-Cups come in 3 sizes, single, double, and triple shots, or roughly 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes in length. So if you don't have time to throw back an entire caffeinated career conversation, these K-Cup mini episodes of T4C can give you a quick caffeinated fix, whether you're on the go or you only have a few minutes to binge. So grab your mug and take a chug, because it's time for a caffeinated career double shot K-Cup with my guest, Travis Mitchell. Especially for someone starting out in this industry, how can a young African American quiet the voice of their inner imposter syndrome? This is the way this young person described it. Feeling like maybe they don't deserve to be there and feeling alone because there are so many other white faces in the room or in the company.
That's a very great question. And I think you have to hit it 2 ways. Number one, you may be isolated inside your company, but form an alliance with those who are in a similar position that you're in, who may be in other companies, and talk often. That's where organizations like the NABJ and the media organizations, the minority media organizations, are very helpful, because it helps to eliminate your feeling of isolation. That's very, very important. Now, the way that you break through it, there are good people in every organization. Build an alliance with those people over time where you can be safe with and they can be safe with you. Because just because they don't look like you look, they're not African American, or they're not of a minority group or underrepresented group, doesn't mean that they can't provide some support for you when you need a sounding board. So developing friendships outside of your inner circle or outside of your culture is very, very important when you're one of the only ones in an organization. That gives you 2 things. One, it gives you an ability to be authentically who you are, because the network with the minority media professional network gives you a chance to be affirmed in who you are, and creating a safe space where people accept you for who you are enables you to be affirmed in the midst of an environment where you're the only one. And then last, but certainly not least, stay focused on the job at hand. There are some environments that are never going to be the nurturing family environment, the safe place, and they might be downright hostile. But you came to do a job. Don't let anything dissuade you from being successful. And that's why it's important for you to have a support network, if much as possible, outside of the environment, and if possible, inside the environment. So when those hostilities come, you can stay focused on performing at your professional best level.
Travis, in particular with this question, what I said to this young person, and please tell me if this was the wrong advice, but I said, look, just about anybody who's new in a job, and especially when you're starting out, you do, and especially women, tend to feel like an imposter. It sounds to me like it's exacerbated when you're a person of color, when you are African American. Is that a common feeling that you've heard from other young African Americans? It's like a double whammy?
Yes, it's a double whammy. And it could be a triple whammy when you factor in economics, because class in professional environments plays a big part in it. So as an executive, there are many times when people wanted to get deals done and have invited me to play golf. Let me tell you why I don't play golf. I don't play golf because the private country club that was in our area of Raleigh, North Carolina, I'm from Southeast Raleigh, this became a predominantly Black area. But the country club was exclusively white. So as a kid, when we would ride our bicycles through the golf course, we thought it was a big park. We didn't know that there were rules we didn't understand that. But I can tell you how many times I had golf clubs thrown at me. I had grown men throwing golf balls at me and calling me the N-word. And I was 7 years old when this started. And so I don't care to play golf. I'll watch it, but I don't play golf because I don't feel invited to the club. Now, when you are in an executive gather. And the way that deals are getting done is at the golf club. This issue of being an imposter and feeling isolated is what comes up. So I have learned to be very, very comfortable with sharing with people. I don't care to do business over golf. Let's go over lunch. I don't play golf. I don't have to go into it any more in depth. I'd simply say I prefer to have a meeting over lunch. Now, if my colleagues decide they want to play golf, I'll go with them. I'm just not going to go on the course. I actually like to watch golf. I just don't like the experience on the course. I don't have to get into details of my trauma. I simply choose not to go to a place where I feel uninvited. So when you are faced with these circumstances of isolation, what happens with underrepresented groups, and again, I'm going to add class to this, is you may not be able to relate culturally to what the dominant majority relates to. If you've never been to operas, you can't relate to or talk about operas. So there are themes that could be an impediment. But I have found that simply by sharing your truth and being honest and being open and seeking to develop a relationship with people can help you overcome it. I did actually have some colleagues who wanted to help me get some golf lessons and some other things, and I thought that was a nice gesture. I didn't take them up on the lessons, but it certainly helped me become closer to them. So I think you have to be truthful, you have to be honest, and you have to understand that, every new environment is going to present a set of challenges. You're just going to have to put yourself in a position to where you can navigate those challenges by being very honest and very truthful and building a relationship with others that allows you to be safe while you're being transparent.
Thanks for tuning in to this K-Cup mini episode of Time for Coffee. If you want to listen to our entire caffeinated career conversation, please check out the show notes for this episode. Thanks so much for listening to Time for Coffee, where the professionals in the jobs that most interest you always have time to grab coffee, 24/7, no matter where you live. I have one quick favor to ask you. Remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Time for Coffee. Thanks so much.